and Lainey Wilson at Kicks Country 92.9, number one for your country. 9:35. I'm Todd Matthews, and as I said just a few moments ago, it's at this point on Wednesdays we present Ask the Lawyer with Bruce L. Scheiner, answering questions largely submitted by you. We'll see if your question gets special attention today from Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. And then coming up, I'll tell you how to submit a question if you've ever had a curiosity about anything in the law. Bruce is the go-to guy to get some answers on that. But first, I need your help. Would you please help me welcome Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce.
Hey, good morning, Todd. How you doing this beautiful morning?
Doing just fine, thank you. How about you? How's everybody in your camp?
Everybody's doing excellent. Thank you.
Good. That's good. Glad to hear it. Not everybody's so fortunate, though. I've got an email sitting in front of me. Occasionally I'll use the term thorny legal issue. I think today's is about as thorny as they get. At least it's left me scratching my head. Are you ready for it?
I am ready, Todd.
Okay, let me read you the email, and then we can see what you think. It says, my 19-year-old daughter, who lives with my wife, borrowed a friend's car to drive to school. While crossing an intersection with the light in her favor, a driver ran a red light and struck the car. She was taken to the hospital with multiple injuries and will require surgery along with therapy. The driver who ran the red light was ticketed, but also has no insurance. The owner of the car does not have uninsured motorist coverage. This is looking pretty grim so far. My wife has a small landscaping company with multiple vehicles, which are all covered by uninsured motorist coverage. But since my daughter wasn't driving one of our vehicles, we are concerned she won't be covered. Can the lawyer help? There's a lot going on. Were you able to decipher what you need to know there?
Yes, sir. I was able to, and fortunately, I think this poor victim is in luck under the circumstances.
Oh, good.
But the way to analyze this is, number one, we look at the at-fault for insurance first. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it appears the at-fault didn't have any insurance.
As do so many of our fellow drivers, unfortunately.
Yeah, here in Florida, it's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So then you go to number two, which would be the car she was a passenger in. And likewise, this person did not purchase uninsured motorist coverage, which, as we discuss almost every week, is the most critical insurance someone could purchase.
Right.
So fortunately, the mom had a business that had several vehicles, and they all had uninsured motorist coverage.
Correct.
So we have to assume that the coverage that the mom had in her landscaping business had stacking uninsured motorist coverage.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't say that, but yeah, well, let's assume that.
Stacking means that you take each vehicle. So let's say the company had 5 vehicles with 100,000 on each vehicle. You would be entitled to collect against $500,000 of uninsured motorist coverage.
Wow,
even she did it.
Even though she wasn't in one of the company vehicles.
Correct.
Oh.
However, if she didn't purchase stacking, which again, in my opinion, is the most important coverage you could purchase.
Sure.
She would be entitled to collect against any one vehicle's coverage.
Which would still be better than the situation she's in now if it turned out to be that way.
Absolutely, be much better. At least she would have something to help her with her significant medical bills and other damages. Yeah, you hate to hear about something like this happening to a 19-year-old. She's got her whole life ahead of her, probably an active young lady, so she's probably entitled to pain and suffering and that kind of thing too, I'd imagine. She would be. She'd be entitled to a very substantial resolution of her claim. It all depends on how much coverage is available. Right. And for that, she needs to get a hold of a legal professional and do it very quickly. I agree 100%. When you're involved in a significant personal injury situation, you should contact an experienced personal injury lawyer as soon as possible.
All right, Bruce. I knew if anybody could find the light at the end of the tunnel here, it would be you. Thank you so much once again for you helping out in these situations.
Hey, it's my pleasure, Todd. It's good to speak to you. I look forward to next Wednesday for another challenging question.
As do I. You take care now. Bye-bye.
Okay, you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. And much better feeling has come over me than when I first started reading that email. How about you? Now, what I would recommend is not sending in an email in this case, but directly getting a hold of the Port Charlotte office of Associates and Bruce L. Scheiner. The phone number is 941-743-7777. 941-743-7777. If you happen to be curious about anything in the law, you'd like to send an email for Bruce's response, you're certainly welcome to do that through this radio station website. And as always, be sure to tell them that Todd Matthews sent you.